And with more now, we turn to our correspondent there in Bolivia, Dimitri O'Donnell. He is in La Paz. Dimitri, we have seen polls in favor and against. It's unclear whether the Bolivians there will support this referendum. So tell us, if you can, what's the atmosphere there in the streets in Bolivia, and what are we seeing in the polls?
Yes, Cody, there's been a sort of air of indifference here, certainly in La Paz and around the country, because campaigning really hasn't begun until today. A couple of weeks ago, we saw in Congress that very divisive debate which allowed the referendum to go ahead, when senators debated for a marathon 18 hours on the decision to whether to proceed with that referendum, which will be held next year on February 21st, 2016. Since then, there's been not a lot of campaigning on the streets, certainly a little bit at weekends, and the polls, some are in favor and some are against. It just seems at this moment that people haven't made up their minds. They haven't got the information. There's not been a lot of information distributed on both sides, the odd campaign poster here and there, but certainly for now, Bolivians, it's all to play for, certainly for Evo Morales, going forward on February 21st, 2016.
Next issue, we heard President Morales there harshly criticizing the press. So what is he criticizing? How has the press there been covering this issue?
Well, it's really all kicked off today, Cody, because the opposition yesterday claimed that the Morales government, and certainly Evo Morales himself, was guilty of nepotism. They accused Morales of planting members of his family on the state oil company, something which he has claimed vigorously denied, said is not true and is part of a dirty tricks campaign. He says that in the past, yes, the right-wing governments that were in office in Bolivia for many years, they were guilty of such practices. But he said this is not the case with his government, and that nobody in his family, his brother or his sister, play any active part in politics. So this is really the first sign that we've seen of the opposition coming out and trying to hammer Morales with any claims that they can. And Morales has kicked back today and said that this is not the truth, and if this is the way that the campaign is going to go forward and the tone of the campaign, he had to speak out, simply because he didn't want to be part of this smear campaign, which is what he has labelled it. He said he's been called many things in the past. He's been called the Andean bin Laden, he's been called a drug trafficker, but he's definitely not going to take this lying down. He's not going to take these claims that nepotism is a part of the Bolivian government.
Dimitri O'Donnell there reporting from La Paz. We will count on you to continue keep us updated as this campaign there kicks off. Dimitri, thank you.